This may be my most vulnerable admission, is that I put us in an amount of debt with my spending habits as a result of being a hoarder, maximalist person who hides packages from her husband. You know those expressions like, what would you tell your younger self? Well, that's what this video is, except my younger self was 4 months younger. So this is what I would tell myself 4 months ago as a beginner minimalist, starting out as a beginner minimalist. These are the things I would tell myself. Did that make sense? It is mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausting. That whatever place you're starting in, when you're trying to figure out how to live more simply, it can drain you. The mental exhaustion that you go through in letting go of physical items definitely wore me out more than I ever would have imagined. And processing the guilt with items, anything that I spent money on, I needed to forgive myself and let go of the guilt. And I cried. I mean, I made myself very vulnerable on camera, off camera, things that I just didn't share, of just points where I just sat and sobbed. At the point I had taken our family to, but now on the other side of it, the other side of the beginner stage, I'm still very much beginner. The other side of it, it's so freeing. Minimalism is so freeing. Asking the how of letting go. So there's a big focus on the why of letting go. Why do you need to let it go? Why are you holding on to it? Why is it causing so much emotion? Why is it causing so much anxiety? But there's a focus that needs to happen on the how. And I would tell myself that 4 months ago. I have learned so much about things that you're allowed to trash, or better ways of giving something away. From you guys sharing how to properly dispose of something, I can't believe I didn't think of it, but there is a proper way to dispose of old expired medication, and pharmacies take it, and there's a proper way to trash that, and I didn't trash it properly, and that's a shame on me for not asking the how of letting go. As a beginner minimalist, I wish I would have known that the word minimalist really is different for each minimalist, and you have to figure out what the definition means for you. Minimalism has this connotation that you are just purging yourself of everything you own, and it's not about that. It is about letting go of the things that cause you stress and anxiety, and getting rid of things that don't have a purpose in your life anymore. It's hanging on to the stuff that has purpose, that gives it meaning, that makes you happy. If you're not new here, you know I overspent, which should be number 1 on my list, is stop buying. I had put myself on a no spend, really like a low spend, and it's now part of my life. It is not something I'm trying for a month or 3 months or a year. It is something that I am living. It is part of our minimalist lifestyle. And by doing a no low spend, I discovered quite a lot about myself, about my spending habits. And with shame, I look at those items and those receipts, and now I look at the credit card statement, because I didn't pay cash for everything. I need to get us out of it. And I'm working really hard to do that. And one of the ways that I'm doing that is to curb the spending. And I started creating a budget for 2020 and a debt payoff strategy, and sinking funds for all the bills that pop up throughout the year that for some reason take me by surprise. Now I'm planning forward for those things in 2020. You can't get out of debt if you're spending. You can't live simply and lessen your clutter if you are still buying things. And really wanted to take a deep look at what I was doing. And once I stopped spending and once I addressed the clutter, the reality of those two things came down like a ton of bricks. And I'm looking forward to getting us out of debt. And I'm looking forward to living in 2020 as minimalists and seeing what that looks like for us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Here's my face. If you want to subscribe to it. And here's the most recent video.